to the Pakistanis.
Yes,
They've
ever.
never
Yes,
done
ever.
it.
In fact, the Pakistani foreign reserves problem is because they're servicing Chinese debt, and the conditions put by the IMF and the World Bank is in the past that monies received from us cannot be used to service Chinese debt. You cannot borrow from us to simply pay back the Chinese, which is what they've done in the past. Okay, now hold your thought. I've got some breaking developments for which I'm going to get my colleague Ajay Jandial back into this telecast to speak us through this. What you're seeing on your screen, ladies and gentlemen, is from Nagrota in Jammu, where the debris of the drone strikes that were attempted last night have also been recovered. Fragments of projectiles are being recovered. Now, if you happen to be in any frontline area that is seeing drone activity and countermeasures, you are strongly advised that if any debris is found, number one, it is a potential hazard. We don't know what was shot down, what weaponry it might or might not be carrying. You are best advised to inform the police, who will bring in the relevant authorities to disarm and sanitize any material that is suspected to be some sort of vehicle that has crashed on the Indian side. Number two, this is all necessary for evidentiary and forensic purposes, both for our intelligence as well as for our diplomacy. So, if you are seeing debris, rather than picking it up, mucking around with it, it is best you inform the police. You will be safer and you will be performing a national service. We are seeing the authorities who are trying to collect this debris, but it is obvious that in certain cases civilians might spot it first. Call the police, let them deal with it. It will be safer and it will be better for the country's men and women in arms that this evidentiary and forensic analysis is done by the people who understand what this is, and then therefore can draw a puzzle picture not only of the enemy capacity but also the point of origin of all these mechanized stuffs that are flying across. Now, just stay with me. I want to pick up the conversation on the IMF before I pick up the conversation on what the ME has said on the Gurdwara attacks. Sharat Kohli is with us. Sharat ji, it is no big deal in terms of our context, $1 billion. Okay, $1 billion is not a conversation that in an Indian economy scale that holds the greatest of relevance. But in the Pakistani context, it is crucially important that this vote passes and it passes quickly. Now, do you suspect the climate is threatening the Pakistanis getting this money now?
Well, good evening, Rishabh. Yes, I think I do feel the meeting is happening at a very, very crucial juncture. And you're right. This is very precious money for Pakistan, a country who doesn't have forex reserves of more than $10–15 billion at a given point. This is oxygen for them as far as running the country is concerned. But if today the bailout happens, 24 bailouts have happened since 1950, but today's bailout will be the most shocking for me if that happens, with 1/6 of vote going to America. And I was very carefully, Rishabh, listening to the comments of coming from America last night after this attack happened. They said this is none of our business. They said they want this to de-escalate, but they don't want to intervene. Now, there could be two interpretations of this. So therefore, I'll be shell-shocked if they get another bailout tonight, because they are in the middle of war. They are in the middle of an offensive. They have recently done absolutely, barbaric terrorist attack. I think in this situation, if they get a bailout, and mind you, our executive director in IMF today has gone with proofs. So there's going to be proof which are going to be tabled on the IMF board that, look, this money is being funneled for terrorist activities. So I'll be the most shocked person in the world if this bailout happens today. But if it doesn't happen, then, of course, as you mentioned, the fair weather and the ironclad brothers it has in the form of Saudi Arabia or in the form of China. World Bank, I'm sure, is not going to come to rescue. Mr. Bagga is here. And I think he's going to take care of what is happening. He's in Lucknow. I'm sure he's aware of what is happening and what Pakistan is doing. At least people of Indian origin, they don't need rocket science to understand what Pakistan is up to and its nefarious designs for that matter. But this is very precious money, Rishabh, for Pakistan. There is no doubt about that. And if they don't get it, then I think the economic squeeze is going to get more and more serious. It's going to strangulate them, because wars are fought with money. They may be getting arms from Turkey, they may be getting these drones from Turkey and China, but that money and that those arms and ammunition inventory is not going to last for too long. So they do need money to run the country. But IMF must know, Rishabh, at this point of time, that this is going to be funneled away for harboring terrorism. This is going to be funneled away in corruption, which is what had happened, which is why, one gets surprised as to how does Pakistan keep getting bailout after bailout, 24 of them in the last 75 years. But this one would be the most surprising, as I said, out of all the bailouts which has happened in the past, Rishabh.
Okay, so no one is expecting this to happen. It will be a shock if it does, but I want to have the